Few firearms in history have shaped modern warfare like the Kalashnikov assault rifle. From the muddy trenches of Vietnam to the mountains of Afghanistan, from the deserts of the Middle East to the streets of modern conflicts, the AK family has become a symbol both of revolutionary struggle and of rugged reliability. Today, let's trace the story of its evolution from the legendary AK-47 to the modern AK-12. The story begins at the end of World War II. The Soviet Union needed a new weapon, one that could compete with Germany's Sturmgewehr 44, the world's first true assault rifle. In 1947, a young tank sergeant named Mikhail Kalashnikov presented his design. It combined the simplicity of a submachine gun with the firepower of a rifle. The result was the AK-47, chambered for the new 7.62 by 39 millimeter cartridge. It was simple, durable, and most importantly, reliable under the harshest battlefield conditions. Mud, sand, ice, the AK kept firing. That reputation would become its trademark. By the late 1950s, the Soviets refined the design into the AKM. It looked almost identical to the AK-47, but the differences were significant. The receiver was now stamped, not milled, making production faster and cheaper. The AKM was lighter, more controllable, and easier to mass produce. This model became the backbone of the Warsaw Pact and was exported around the world. From Africa to Asia, liberation movements and national armies alike adopted the AKM, cementing the Kalashnikov's global status. However, in the 1960s, military doctrine shifted. The United States introduced the 5.56 millimeter M16 rifle, with higher velocity and flatter trajectory. Soviet engineers began experimenting with smaller calibers as well, considering 4.5, 5.6, and 6.5 millimeter rounds. By 1966, the choice was made, a new 5.45 by 39 millimeter cartridge. Light, fast, and deadly, this bullet achieved around 900 meters per second muzzle velocity. Its construction, with a hollow nose cavity and steel-lead core, gave it unusual wounding characteristics, earning it the nickname the Poison Bullet during the Soviet-Afghan War.
In 1974, the Soviet Army officially adopted the AK-74, essentially a modernized AKM adapted to fire the new 5.45 cartridge. The AK-74 featured a distinctive muzzle brake to control recoil. The folding stock version, the AKS-74, introduced a robust side-folding metal stock designed for airborne troops. Early models retained wooden furniture, but soon polymer parts appeared, often in a distinctive plum color before eventually turning black in the 1990s. The AK-74 proved its worth in Afghanistan, where Soviet troops valued its lighter ammunition and improved accuracy over the older 7.62 millimeter rifles. By the early 1990s, the AK-74 was updated again into the AK-74M. This version introduced a side-folding black polymer stock, a scope mounting rail on the left receiver, and several minor production improvements. The AK-74M became the standard rifle of the Russian Army and remains in service to this day. It also formed the basis for the so-called 100 series of Kalashnikov rifles, the AK-101 through AK-105, chambered in various calibers for both domestic and export markets.
In the 1990s, the Russian military briefly experimented with a radical new rifle, the AN-94. It fired 2 rounds in a hyperburst at an astonishing 1,800 rounds per minute. In theory, this increased hit probability. In practice, the AN-94 was too complex, too expensive, and difficult to maintain. Only elite units ever used it. The AK-74M remained dominant.
By the 2010s, Russia modernized its older AK-74 rifles with upgrade kits, adding rails for optics, adjustable stocks, and ergonomic improvements. But a true successor was needed. In 2018, the Russian Army officially adopted the AK-12. Chambered in 5.45 by 39 millimeters, the AK-12 features a redesigned receiver, improved safety and fire selector, modern optics rails, and adjustable furniture. It represents the latest stage in a design lineage stretching back to 1947.
From the AK-47 to the AK-12, the Kalashnikov family has been more than just a weapon. It is an icon of military history, of revolutionary struggle, and of rugged engineering. 7 decades after its birth, it remains one of the most recognizable and influential firearms in the world. And its story is far from over.